being content is really a gift. The gift of contentment, to be content with what you have, with what Baba has chosen to give you, to be satisfied. But human nature being what it is, we're constantly reaching out for more and more, the more concept. And in this me decade, the more concept is all the more. So contentment is a gift, and very, very few people have that. And I always appreciate that in people who are content and satisfied. But sometimes even they are not aware of that. And to be, happiness is what you get directly from Baba. And that is, to me, it's a state of mind. You think of Baba, you want to please him. And you sometimes force yourself to be happy, even in terrible conditions. And I'll give you a little example. When my son was unwell in San Francisco, we had, of course, given everything up in Baba's hands. He was under treatment. And one day, Arthur Ablin, who was the head doctor, he was a Quaker. And my son was very, very ill. And he walks into the room and he says, in all my years of practice, I have never seen any couple, this is my wife and I, who is in such a terrible situation as you are in now, and yet I see this glow of happiness on your face. And this was not something that we had worked up. It was just something that came naturally, because we had just so determined ourselves to leave the situation in Baba's hands that anything that would happen, we would just say to ourselves that this is what Baba wanted of us. So I turned to Baba's picture and I said, Dr. Ablin, it is him who has given us this happiness. Otherwise, there's no way we could be happy. And then, after my son was all right and days, months passed by, we wanted to give a gift to Dr. Ablin. He's an extremely wealthy man, cars, this, that, and the other. And my wife and I racked our brains, what gift should we give him? He has everything. So we decided to give him a copy of The Beloved. And I wrote on the front page, I said, he was a Quaker, he didn't really want to discuss Baba with me, so I just wrote, may God help the hands that heal. And I signed my name, and I gave it to him. We were supposed to come the next year also. It was one of the conditions that we had to come the next year. He'd invited us for lunch. We walked into his living room. I see the copy of The Beloved on his coffee table. 1 year later. I said, because I was coming, he decided to put the copy of The Beloved. He immediately read my thoughts. He said, that copy of The Beloved has been over there. It has given me and my family, looking at this picture, great happiness. I don't understand I can't understand Meher Baba's silence. He particularly, I said, even I don't understand, so let's not talk about it, because I wanted him to keep himself focused on it, and I didn't want to get intellectual about the whole thing. So I wanted him to keep that love flowing towards, maybe towards the book and through the book to Baba. But this is what I mean, is that the happiness that comes from Baba or from the book, or it's translated in small, minuscule different ways. I always say that Baba's manifestation is not going to be Hollywood style. It's going to be in small, infinitesimally small ways. In little things that are so precious to us, which are insignificant for the world but are so precious to us. That's the way Baba manifests, in small different ways. And the third one was, joy is in loving Baba, in his Sahavas, being with him continually. That's where the joy is. And that joy is something that you cannot contain. You're bound to share it. You've got to share it. And a stage comes in your life where you can't contain it. It just overflows. It just overbrims. It's overwhelming. And when you share it with others, you discover that they are so grateful to you for sharing the joy. And that again is a gift from Baba.
Thank you. Did anyone else care to? How do you keep your poise when you're in a pressure situation, etc.?
Esther, you just wrote the course for a master's degree.
Well, you must remember that Baba loves disasters, too.
Any other response to that?
I think that people have very individual responses to that sort of thing, you know, how you act in a crisis, a deadline crisis. I think I usually just say, "Oi, Baba," and just jump in and keep going, because if you stop, you're dead.
I prefer to repeat Baba's name in keeping with the palpitation of my heart.
I saw another hand somewhere. We can take one short question because we have like a minute. Hi, Michael. Yes,
I think a funny moment, I thought that was funny, was when I was trying to try an eye contact. It's actually a game, it wasn't a funny situation, but it was a try to look into Baba's eyes and you know, he would move his eyes constantly from left to right and try and keep them till I just gave up in laughter and said I just couldn't do it. But to me that was a funny moment, but that was a very personal, funny moment trying to play a game with Baba.
I know a little funny story. Harry Florsheim had told his joke. This was in the barn in Myrtle Beach, 56. And I saw two ladies. You know, that was a shady, off-color joke. I shouldn't have told that. And Baba turned to Harry and said, "Would you tell a joke over again? Those people up there couldn't."
on that note, we'd like to conclude the panel and thank all of our guests very much, not only for this panel, but